Well, homie, welcome back to another episode of GPATV.
Today we have sports, weather, announcements, and more.
And GPATV starts right now.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Tickets for winter formal are now on sale. They're $35 with ASP and $40 without.
Winter formal will be Saturday, February 9th from 7 to 10 p.m. at the Agua Hedionda Lagoon in Carlsbad.
That sounds like so much fun. I'll be sure to get my ticket.
Yeah, me too.
Now on to Weather by KO. Guajomí Music Club is holding their 4th annual talent show on March 15th.
Our auditions are February 4th and 6th from 3:15 to 4:30 in room 3103.
The competition is open to all students and prize money will be rewarded to the top 3, so check it out.
And now on to sports with Gunnar and Griffin.
What's up, homie? I'm Griffin.
And I'm Gunnar.
And today we're bringing you sports.
Attention 8th through 11th graders interested in playing football at Guajomí. Spring practices will be starting on February 8th, Mondays and Wednesdays at the Vista Sports Park from 3:30 to 5.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be there, but we can leave that to the football players.
Yeah, I agree.
Got some tough boys here, if you know what I'm saying. Congratulations to Guajomí wrestlers Nick Pierrett and Oscar Chacon. Austin placed 5th at Londa's wrestling tournament over the break, and Nick placed 2nd. Shout out to Nick. Pierrett, much love from here.
He's in GPATV.
Yeah, the other sports anchor.
Friday, February 1st will be boys soccer senior night. Game time will be at 6 p.m. at the Vista Sports Park. Come out and support the team for their final home game of the year. I'm going to go support my best friend, Caden.
Tavares?
Yes, of course.
All right, I see. The girls soccer team will be celebrating their seniors at home on February 5th after their game against Horizon Prep. Game time will be 3:15 at the Vista Sports Park.
You should go. Are you going to go?
Totally, of course.
All right, good. Wednesday, January 30th is boys basketball senior night. Come out and support the boys for their final home game. If you are one of the first 100 people to come to the game, you will get a free Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's literally free if you have an ASB card. Like, you just get a free sandwich and you get to go
because they're sponsored, right?
Yeah.
All right, I might just go for the sandwich. No, I'm going for the team.
Okay, listen, everyone.
Attention, all AirPod users. You got some of these? If so, join us Friday the 25th to make a massive AirPod circuit at the amphitheater. We need everyone we can get, so make sure you're there at lunch. Because it's for a news story, and it's just going to be great publicity for everyone.
Yeah, and who knows, it could blow up.
Exactly. Well, I've been Griffin.
And I'm Gunnar.
Signing out.
And now on a story by Kai Rude.
When we think of the world's big man guitar player people, who do we think of? Well, there are literally thousands of famous guitar players out there, and aside from technical or stylistic differences, what really separates them? The answer is their sound. How do they get this sound, you might ask? Pedals. Lots and lots of pedals. But what are pedals, and how do they work? People began using overdrive in the early 1950s, but what we know as overdrive didn't become widely popular until the 60s. Back then, instead of using pedals, people either turned up their amp's gain super high, or they slashed holes in them. There are 3 kinds of overdrive effects. The first is simply overdrive, which is generally associated with rock and blues. The second one is distortion, which is generally associated with grunge and heavy metal. Lastly, there's fuzz. This is the heaviest of all the overdrives, and it's my personal favorite. Now it is time for the history of overdrive effects. For a long time, overdrive tones were something musicians sought to avoid. However, people started catching on to the dirtier effects when the song Rocket 88 by Kings of Rhythm released in 1951. The song featured a busted bass amplifier, which produced a heavy, fuzzy sound. After that, many people decided that they wanted to add that same dirty, edgy sound to their guitars. It took a while, but eventually distorted, overdriven guitars became the norm. When we think of an electric guitar, many of us think of a huge, dirty, window-shattering sound. It is the variations of the sound that creates genres that inspires millions of people around the world. So now you know about guitar pedals and their effects. Yippee! That was a lot of information to take in, but now you know more about the musicians that you love and the sounds that they make. Who knows, maybe you could pick up the guitar, create music of your own, and change the face of music. Just remember, it's all about the sound.
Great story, Kai. If you're an upperclassman in the IB looking for a CAS opportunity, tutoring after school may be a valuable option.
With flexible scheduling from Monday through Thursday, tutoring middle schoolers in subjects like math and language arts is a great way to fulfill some of your IB requirements.
Now to a story by Griffin Norwood.
What is up, everyone? I'm Griffin Norwood, and for today's news story, we're going to be talking about accents, specifically seeking English accents. And I know what you mean, an English accent. Everyone knows what that sounds like. That's a misconception. What I mean by that is, this is not an English accent, this is a British accent. We all speak English, we just all have a different way of speaking it. I'm not an expert on it, I'm just reporting English accents in general. In the start of this video, we're going to be doing several different things. My accent's going to change an awful lot. So up in this corner, actually one of these two corners, I don't know which one yet because I might put like a lower third here. Maybe probably this corner, probably this corner. The flag is going to change to what accent I'm doing. And don't misconstrue the idea of an accent, an English speaking accent. There are hundreds of them based on the language you speak. If you speak Russian, you're going to have a Russian accent. But it'll be probably one of three flags: Scottish flag, British flag, American flag, because those are the ones I'd be consistent with. English is the second most spoken language in the world, right behind Mandarin, which is also known as Chinese or Japanese. There's different variations of it. It's a whole complex thing. There are multiple English-speaking countries, such as Ireland, Scotland, Britain, Great Britain, America, and Australia. Now, I can only personally do 3 accents, one of which I'm born with, which is an American accent, which is what you're hearing now, and I can do a Scottish and British accent. The only thing is, Australian is kind of like my weak point, so we're just going to be going over the Scottish and British accent. To you, an American accent sounds normal, because it's what you're exposed to. But to a British speaker, this may sound quite normal and, above all, ordinary. To us, it makes it sound a little smarter, a little more sophisticated, almost. But that's just because that's how it's been categorized, and that's how it's been portrayed. Smart people sound like this. Oh, but don't forget, there's the Scottish one. Those ones are just the barbarians, the ones who don't know what they're talking about, and potentially crazy, wild Vikings. It's just how it's been categorized, and unfortunately, I can't do an Australian accent, so we're going to be focusing on the main 2 that we don't hear as Americans. Scotland, being just north of Great Britain, has a very different accent from a British, and it does completely differentiate itself from an American accent. Scotland is a very difficult accent to be consistent with, because there are, although it is small, Scotland itself, there are so many different dialects of the accent that you don't know. Sometimes you'll get this, and you at least hear them, and you can kind of hear it. There's other places, where there's incoherent. There's shiller, you get like I can't even do it. That's how amazing it is. It's just I can't understand it. Also, there's also very slight ones. There's persons and there's persons. That's just two completely different cities. So I'm gonna kind of be bouncing around because I've never really actually had this person with a Scottish accent tell me. So this is based off of Shrek, multiple TV shows and movies, news reports that I've heard people talk from, and I've kind of adopted the language so far. Now, I don't really sound like myself when I have this accent. That makes sense because I'm copying it from other people. So my voice is a little deeper, my tone's a little different. But for a basic understanding, it all comes down to vowels. your vowels are going to change everything. For example, e, po, o, exam, na e. See, the vowel changes. There's also different variations of American accent, if you didn't know that. Down here in the South, got that one. There's also New Yorker, East Coast, I can't do that one. This West Coast, you know, one of those. For those of you who don't know, Britain is an island, a very large island, to the west of Europe, kind of northwest actually. A British accent's quite simple. You just have to, I want to say elongate, but I'm not sure if that's the right word, your vowels, kind of draw them out a little bit. You see, draw, you know, make them just more profound. Put more emphasis. When you're learning an accent, it's great to put emphasis on every single vowel, because when you do that, you get in this habit of changing the vowels, and just it leads to an overarching, beautiful and coherent accent. Apologies.
Great story, Griffin. Well, that's all for today, Guahomie.
It's been Savannah
and Romy signing out.